Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, this is Rico. All I'm hearing and seeing is media and fans bashing us once again. We're getting the same old Browns mantra thrown right in our faces. Once more, we are the laughing stock of the league. Worst trade in NFL history. Can't be a consistent winner. I mean, this has truly devastated me in my sports life. It really has. I see fans of other teams being happy and grateful that their team wins year in and year out. Don't get me wrong, I don't blame the Browns for going after a young elite level talent at the time. But like everyone is saying, of course the Browns screwed it up because it's the same old Browns. Thanks.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Casey, let me give a little bit of perspective, though, to this. I don't blame them for trying to go get Deshaun Watson. I thought they swung big. It's been a miss, without question. It's going to be a miss. There's no way to justify it. But look at the other quarterbacks that they were trying to get. Aaron Rodgers, that was a disaster. Russell Wilson, that was a disaster. I guess, you did have Matthew Stafford, but Browns were never in on that. He was going to go. I guess the cautionary tale is, if a team is willing to move on from what is believed to be an elite quarterback, there's probably a reason for it.
Yeah, either they got someone in the pipeline they feel good about, like in the Packers situation with Jordan Love, or they see a flaw with a player that they don't feel justified in putting the money in, with Russell. And for the record, I was actually pushing for Russell at that point in time, but I completely understood why you go get Deshaun Watson. And at some point, like I can hear Rico, and I feel Rico's pain about how it feels right now. But the onus has to go on the player at some point. This wasn't a player that was past his physical prime. This was a guy, if you look at his time in Houston, he was an elevator. Like the situation was not perfect in Houston. People look at, the offensive line here and say, they're not good. They're not doing this. Well, they weren't in Houston either, but he was an elevator and he was able to produce even in those settings, but none of those things are true now. And some of it is, this is a weird thing to say because we can sit and remember that press conference, and I believe it was 93, where Belichick cited, it was when he was talking about Bernie that
Yeah.
there's a regression but we see like diminished physical gifts.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of seeing that now,
Right.
because with the way Deshaun's playing, you'll see anytime that there's pressure, his eyes drop. What he did in Houston is he found answers. He's not finding answers. His eyes drop, and he's not able to escape the pocket like he could when he was in Houston. So those magical plays that he were making are just not here now, and that's what made him a separator. So I get why you traded for that. You saw the gifts. They just haven't translated. They have not come to fruition. And like I said, I think they're just hoping that if you throw enough reps at it, that clicks and it comes back. I just don't see it. I'm dubious that we ever see that player ever again.
Yeah, and I was somebody that said, okay, we'll see. I'm with you. I don't see it. Don't see it at all.